Hey guys, how's it going? This is Jared. It's really good to be back. I'm very excited for today's stream. Now, normally I'd be excited to jump in, but on my end, boy, do I have a lot of things going on. So that's why I haven't been streaming in a while. I have been busy with work. Today we had a tornado or tornadic weather. It's crazy, man. Our electricity was going out. Internet was going out. But hey, I finally got on, finished up some graphics. Got a lot of new graphics for a new remastered game, which is The Legacy of Kain, Defiance. This is, 23 years after the original game came out. I've been a long-time fan, and it's been remastered. Spoilers, whoops, I already played the game, already completed it. I'm sure everyone out there, all the true fans have already played it. So we're going to play for all the people who haven't got to it. We're going to play for just sheer enjoyment. I have found some bugs in the game, and I have found some in the Soul Reaver Remastered, but we'll probably just record those separately, not on the stream, and just post those on YouTube. Bear with me as I work out the kinks of my stream. I'm live currently on Twitch, YouTube, and Kick. I was doing Facebook. Facebook's giving me a lot of cease and desist, copyright infringement, even though I'm streaming to the game app. I don't understand. I'm not breaking the law, I swear. All right, let's get a soda. Oh wait, I got something cool to show you guys. Look at this. Boom, look at that. New camera. Look at those legs, boy. New soda. Not a new soda, I'm playing. Boy, I need to clean up my desk. Uh-oh, I have a gun over here. We're gonna play some. Can you see that? Here you go. This is the Wii, one of the zappers. We're gonna be playing some Wii games sometime. Can't wait, man. Exciting. I got a lot of cool stuff to show you guys. And boy, is it hot. So I have to have my fan running. Eventually I'll figure out to get some cooler air in here. Today's soda, even though I've drank a bunch. Oh man, you can't see it. It's Baja Blast. Tropical Lime. It's the same as my green screen. It's for you guys. We need a little koozie to slip these in so they don't disappear. Alright guys, this is it. Legacy of Kain, Defiance Remastered. This game came out when I was 13 years old. I'm now almost 36 years old. Oh my god. First introduction I ever had to the Legacy of Kain was... my gosh. I think I was 12, turning 13. So it was 2002 leading up to 2003, right? And, you know, Legacy came out, what, 97, 99? We went to this kid's house, and he had a Sega Dreamcast, and I just saw the little orange swirl on there, and I called it the Sega Swirl. Because I only knew the Sega Genesis at the time, right? And he said you could play as this vampire, but he's undead. I was like, he's a zombie vampire. That's so cool. And I was just so fixated with it, right? So I think I played Defiance somewhere, and then like a couple years later we got the original Xbox, which I still have. We will show some comparisons eventually. And yeah, I bought Blood Omen 2 and Defiance, and I played those games non-stop, right? So when I was about 18 or 19, my wife had bought yeah, I was married at a young age. Yeah, it's been 20 years now. Well, I've been with her for 20 years. I haven't been married for 20 years, but anyways, she bought me Soul Reaver for the PS1 sealed for $20. It was insane. It was cheap, right? And then eventually we got Blood Omen 1, and I kind of just set them away. You know, there was so many games coming out. It was game console after game and game, which just kept evolving, and I was playing online stuff, and it wasn't until recently that I just really just shut all that down. You know, I don't play live service games. I don't play multiplayer games. I'm focusing all my old games. Let me show you this glitch, alright? So this is the Defiance Remastered. I do like that original font. It looks so cool. Anytime you want it in real time, you could click the right thumbstick, change the graphics, and then now, not only I think is there bug fixes, there's a new aspect ratio. So this is in, I know at least 1080. It might even go up to 4K. There's a new camera. There's a 3D camera that they added, so you could not only play as the original game was intended, which a lot of people didn't like that. There was more of a cinematic approach, right? Because they wanted Soul Reaver to be one and done, right? No, and then the producers like, no, we're making a series. So then when they got to this game, there's a bunch of cut content that they re-added to the remastered. There was this cinematic approach that a lot of people just didn't like. I didn't mind it growing up, to be honest. Go to bonus material, lost levels. These are all the cut contents, right? There was a lot of stuff from the PS2 Soul Reaver 2 game from that era that they wanted to bring over, but it just didn't make the didn't make it. Let's go to the early Underworld. And of course, since I'm streaming, I won't be able to recreate it. But yeah, man, this is so sick. Click the thumbstick. I love this Raziel, you know what I mean? There's a photo mode. You could do different stances. So cool. In real time, right? So let's go back to photo mode. I never really minded his hair. Mind? Anyways, but after seeing the new hair, oh man, this looks, whoa, you could phase in a little bit. His teeth, where's his teeth at? Oh my god, he's a vampire. But yeah, it's so sick. I love that. I love it. The cloth is more wrapped around him instead of this painted on him. The back muscles look good. The wings, the tattered wings, the little toesies right here. All this look good. The claws. Yeah, and then so this is the new 3D camera. It makes it feel like a new game, right? But if you click the thumbstick, you could go in this cinematic approach. And not only did they remaster some of these cut contents, well, that's what I'm trying to say. They did remaster, so they left the old graphics and the new graphics. There's a new health bar, TK bar, telekinesis. So this is the glitch, right? You could have save data, and you see right here you cannot save the game, you can only quit. Well, if you go right here, you could clip in the wall right here. And I did it a million times yesterday, and of course I'm not gonna do it now. Anyways, you just clip in right here. You fall into your death. Damn, why is it not doing it? Oh my gosh. If I can't get it right here, I'll do it later and just put it on YouTube. But yeah, you just fall to your death, and then you're in the spectral realm, right? And then you see how you could change your sword? You cannot go to the spectral realm, but if you die, you can, and then you can save your game. Well, once you save the game, it saves it as the underworld, and then when you go to continue game, it brings you back into it, which I was playing a little bit earlier. Yeah, this is so cool. Let's start a new game. No, wait, let's look at a few things, because we all know what the game's like. There's new arcane tomes. The more arcane tomes you recover, you get different skins. There's a deluxe bundle of this game. There's upcoming skins for the new Bitbot game. There's completions of the game skins. There's, oh man, there's all kinds of cool stuff. There is the Dark Prophecy demo, which I did run into a bug in that. This is the canceled sequel, man. There's the comic books. So cool. I love all this, man. This is so sick. I love it. This is for the fans, man. Start new game.
Given the choice, whether to rule a corrupt and failing empire, or to challenge the fates for another throw, a better throw against one's destiny. What was a king?
The music's so good. I absolutely understand copyrights. Hell, it's the franchise, the whole developers, the producers, all that. They were in, well, the original series was kind of in legal limbo, and then Silicon Knights lost it, and copyrights come and go, you know what I mean? The one thing that I do remember looking on early day YouTube, right? So I want to say YouTube came out in 2007, 2008, 2009, 2010, 2011 roll around. I'm looking at Legacy of Kain videos. I'm looking at these
one can only match
fan
move by move
message
the
boards, you know what I mean?
machinations of fate.
Oh god,
And thus
was the Hilden
defy
one of them?
The tyrannous
I'm trying to think
stars.
of all the different fan groups. Oh, they had their own websites before Facebook was around, before social media was around, right? I was looking at YouTube videos, and I remember there was a trailer. It was the Legacy of Kain Defiance trailer, and there was a song, and I finally identified it. But even that, the franchise didn't even really own that, because I think it's called In the Crossfire. That's one of those songs that someone made, and it got put on a lot of compilations. It's like an earliest 2000s nu metal influenced, if that's the right. It's like alternative rock, right? And it's cool. It's got a lot of guitars. It's got drums. It's got bass, but it doesn't quite fit Kain. It doesn't fit this dark, gothic, synthesizers style music that Kain has. You know what I mean? I like it. Don't get me wrong. Man, this franchise has had a lot of ups and downs, but it feels like we're finally back. Because I thought Soul Reaver Remastered was one and done. Then they made, there was the whole Kickstarter stuff. There was talks and rumors. With Defiance coming out, that means that they put a lot more effort into a whole nother game. They didn't have to do that. Now they got to do Blood Omen 2, which is a good game, and then just... I think they should remaster the original Blood Omen and remake it from the ground up. It'd be so awesome. Alrighty. So I will get one gripe out of the way. Whenever you're on these menus, and by the way, every day since the release there was an update to this game that I've noticed. They're going back and they are actively adding things that they accidentally left out. So if you remember in the original game,
balance emblem,
just like that, Kain narrates these items that he has. Whenever you get certain artifacts, he'll narrate them. So whenever you have more than one item, even if it's not unlocked, you'll have these little blips and you can navigate it. But the only thing I don't like is when you go to the skins. I was only looking at Kain skins and I was waiting to unlock Raziel's, but turns out Raziel's symbol is right behind it. I understand there's this little bat crest underneath that insignia, that little icon for Raziel's clan, and then on the left and right those are arrows, but that just wasn't really apparent from my point of view. But yeah, Kane's standing over Raziel's insignia and you couldn't really see it. But anyways, another thing I don't quite like is that you have to manually click which one that you want. I wish that you could view them in real time. That's just a little gripe. And I absolutely do like how there is a little blip, a little narration for each one. So people think this is concrete proof that there is remasters coming up. You have Petty Nobleman, which is the human Kain. You have Scourge of the Circle, early Vampire Kain. You got Blood Omen 2 Kain. Holy crap. And it looks cool. And you could go in photo mode. Man, it's so sick. I didn't really like these at first, these early Vampire Kains. But, I mean, if you compare it to Blood Omen 2 on the original Xbox, it's different. I'm not saying I like one over the other. It is an improvement, but Blood Omen 2 has a very has a lot of charm to me, a lot of nostalgia. One other thing fans are saying that they don't like is that there is emotion taken out. Let's see. In real time, look at that. You could switch back and forth. So cool. In some cutscenes, this old 2003 Kain smiles. And if you're back at the new one, he doesn't smile. What is this one? I think this one is based on concept art for Dark Prophecy. I don't have this one because I don't have them all unlocked. This is so sick. This is the concept art for Shifter. Wouldn't it be cool if Shifter became its own game and then Legacy of Kain was built from the ground up again, had all the deleted content, had continuity errors fixed. So you had two franchises, right? And even Blood Omen 1 has a continuation from Silicon Knights, but it's a spiritual successor. It would be so sick if they had like 3 different franchises and then had some sort of crossover. That'd be so sick. This could be bigger than Tomb Raider, you know what I mean? In my opinion. But yeah, Kain talks about how he could see this being from another dimension and how it's his equivalent. This one is Ascendance, Legacy of Kain Ascendance. This is the new one and it looks sick. And then this is the from the Soul Reaver remaster. And then Legacy Kain. Oh my goodness. Woo! They should have got him they should have the Soul Reaver sword match the skins. Excuse me. Damn. Sorry about that, guys. Damn. Go get a tissue, man. I just started sneezing. Alright, enough rambling. I've been waiting many years to talk about this. You know how long we waited? Here's the old camera. There is some new quirks adding a new camera system. There's parts of the game that were never meant to be seen by the player. And it looks kind of funny. But man, just playing with the new camera, even with those quirks, feels like a whole new game. And I've been waiting. I love these cutscenes. Look at this. Soul Reaver 1, Soul Reaver 2, Legacy of Kain, Defiance. They have these walls that are like rectangles with these little slashes, these little horizontal slashes, right? You kind of already know where to go, right? It's the game's telling you. And look, it's a high contrast of colors. It's a bright orange versus this dull weathering in the but this there's some parts of the game where you might not see. And what I really like is that this game does not hold your hand unless you use this trigger to get this this clairvoyance. This like, oh, I need to go here. This eye. Look at this. And in real time, in the cutscenes, you could change the graphics. Man, it's so sick.
Help me! Help me! Oh, please, no.
From time to time, it is necessary to feed. And the unusual event of a feast prepared by the Seraphan must be savored.
Let's look at something real quick. My God, Kain. Alright, check this out. The old game, which you guys got to think about, this was 23 years ago. They did care, but the way they built games was that they built games to be played on a CRT, a cathode ray tube television, right? You have graphics that looked really acceptable on those, but when you come in the modern era, especially with these camera views, you notice that, oh wait, these shackles weren't touching the wall. Oh my God, she's a vampire. She has 3 fingers. But with these new graphics, they have these big bolts. It makes sense. She's got slashes. The Seraphan did that too. They probably tortured her. She's got crust. She's got blood and dirt. Why they made her have more fuller breast, I don't know. I guess they're the same size breast. Why are we talking about breast? You know, hey, we're gonna inspect every part, right? She got these Lara Croft titties. Oh man, look at those blood veins. Look at those toes. She's got skeleton toes. Oh, dirty toes. But yeah, man, this is cool. Look at the stitching in the clothes. She looks sad. Ugh. I love it, man. This is cool. Her hair's all greasy. Look at that. Time to feed. And by the way, in case y'all didn't know, this is an achievement to make that fall down. I like to beat him up. Oh wait, let's look at this guy real quick. Now, you could say, oh my God, look at those fingers. You could say he's got a big tummy, maybe he's bloated. But on this one, they made him gaunt. They made him starved looking. I like that. And this further seeds the fact that the Seraphan are not so great. They're torturing him. Yeah, you could say he's chained up. And that other girl had slashes on her. I think this dude, yeah, he's got some slashes. They're probably trying to coerce information. But right here, this is torture. This is deliberate torture. The rope wrapped around him. It inflicts pain. Look at his eye. Ugh. One eye's all like busted up. You just gotta put them out of their misery. Here's another one. Give me that blood. I think it's so cool that Kain could suck blood from their neck and just extract it. Now it would be cool. This is how they wanted you to play, and you. Well, we can't go back now, but it'd be cool if Kain was in front of the camera like he was, and you couldn't see the artifact. If maybe there was a camera that swung around like this, like kind of something more epic. Like, I don't know, Link opening a chest or something, you know, it doesn't have to be, it could be kind of subtle, like the camera panning and then showing the item that you get. But this is a 23-year-old game. Yeah. Wait a minute, I can't go here.
What was that?
I didn't notice till the other day. I guess I forgot. This dude's dead, and he's
The
still
touch of
holding
water
that
is like acid
the
to a
arrow in his
vampire.
fingers.
I had to find another way to pass.
Look at him, he's still got the arrow. Look how purple they used to be. Whoops. I'm not saying this game is full of flaws. I've noticed some just because I've been playing the game for so damn long. But it's still a really fun game, this remastered. I'm really thankful that it was made. Yeah, look at this original camera. Sometimes you fall off the edge because you don't have good depth perception. Oh yeah. Since we got good lighting right here, let's look at Kain real quick. I was switching back and forth. The top of his head is more round. Old Kain, which I love, just seeing the new graphics. Oh my gosh, building and through force of will, he grew this big ass long mane of lush hair, and he grew it all the way on his forehead. He's like, I'll show those humans. and the ring is orientated a little different. This, they want you to see it from the front when he talks, but this one was sideways. That was Vordor's ring. I think that's just so cool.
This passage undoubtedly led to the time streamer. My prey was nearly in my grasp. But the door had been sealed by a blessed barrier. As I approached, the Reaver resonated in response. Perhaps its dark sorcery could dispel these holy barriers. As I suspected, the Reaver was not yet powerful enough to
I knew
shatter
that wouldn't
these
do anything.
barriers, but there was
I just like
something
hearing him
to
talk.
this.
I think it's, man, I love this game. Oh yeah, and look at this. This was the symbol, if I'm not mistaken, of the balance emblem. And then maybe it was like Mobius is like, hey Kain, you have to go through these trials and traps, and you gotta live your destiny. And over here, Kain, come break this door. But for some reason in the new one, they did this, which I don't know what that is. I really don't. This is just a little speculation on my part. Oh. Well, takes care of them. I love the sound effects. This is an achievement jumping on this, which I already got. So someone asked in one of the groups if Kain was already in the Defiance stronghold in server 2, why is he re-exploring the place? I think it's like a retelling. Don't get me lying, because I'll start talking about something on here and just be completely wrong, but I do remember the king's sarcophagus. I can't remember if Kain time traveled from the second game or anything like. But why is the Defiance stronghold different?
What a love of doors these pathetic humans have.
Any of these that are semi-translucent like this, that means I already got it. I still like to grab them anyways. Could he use his telekinesis to grab it?
This emblem was unmistakably of vampire origin and designed to enhance the Reaver's power. But this coincidence seemed too convenient. Mobius clearly meant for me to find it.
Sound the alarm! Vampire! Don't let him escape! Surround him!
This is part of the reveal trailer.
Surrender, fiend, and we will promise you an easy death.
I could promise you the same, but it would be a lie.
Kain's such a badass.
This barrier had a curious resonating effect on the Reaver.
Something else I've learned was if you get hit these, but then they'll shoot you, and you don't get any blood, no body for blood right there. Then if you shoot with B on Xbox, you can't really aim, but if you grab them like that with the trigger, you could pull them out and you get blood. so you can heal. Or a Feed the Reaver. This one I can never aim on right there. That'd be quick like that. Damn.
Hey, Victor!
I wish Defiance had its own music. They pulled in Blood Omen 2, Soul Reaver 1 and 2 music. I guess they didn't have the copyrights to Blood Omen 1. I like Blood Omen 2's NPC, like the villagers screaming and stuff. I like fighting the humans instead of just the armed
This door had
guards
been
and
equipped with a
monsters.
singular lock, requiring an unusual key. Somehow, I would find it.
It's a big ass key. Let me take a quick break, guys. I'm gonna grab some water and I'll be right back. Sorry about that, guys. I gotta go turn on the air conditioner, man. It's kinda hot. With all the rain we got, it's humid. I was gonna go fishing. I've been fishing a lot. Oh crap, I forgot where to go. Anyways, I've been fishing a lot and been shooting. I plan on going hunting more. And but I was like, you know, I'm gonna chill and play games. I'm glad I did because we had tornado weather. Yeah, here's the old graphics. Look, you can't even see nothing. But if you go over here, it's all stuff here. It looks kind of weird, but then you could even go into camera mode. Excuse me. I did break out of this the other day. Look at that. Here's the old graphics. Oh my god. Here's a new one. Fade in this. Look at that. Look at that. I'm not supposed to see all this. So cool, ain't it? There's Kain. So, excuse me. There's been a lot of remasters that I've played over the years and liked. There's Legacy of Kain, Spyro, the Reunited Trilogy, Enclave HD, Crash Bandicoot, Halo. That was another remastered that I enjoyed. I'm trying to think what else I enjoyed over the years that's been remastered. Also, they kept some of the graphics on these. I'm actually trying to get an achievement, but I could definitely touch up on some things that they're on YouTube. There's some slight graphical changes in the remastered. I got that achievement. No, damn. I think you gotta do it in under 3 minutes or something. I can't do it. Guess I suck. Yeah, there's Nosgoth, the Lost Realms, and there's another fan site. I didn't know you could even sign up and be a member. I just been reading the website for many years, and it turns out a lot of people have too. There's a lot of people in these Facebook groups. Some I don't care for, and some there's like politics and racism and stuff like that, and you're gonna get that in every Facebook group. But there's a really good one called We Want a New Legacy of Kain group. And they just kept the name. But that's probably one of the better groups. Oh, no blood came out. No blood came out. What the heck? So Kain he didn't go into the cinematic where he talks about it's Malik and Malik's sword and shield's missing. I just noticed that. Maybe I didn't trigger it because I walked behind it or something. I remember how vividly orange it was in the old graphics. I still had my original Xbox. I don't have my original controller. I sold it thinking I'd get a few bucks and I could buy another game, and I really regret that. But I didn't have the first original Xbox with the Duke. I think there was 2 versions of the Duke. And for this video, not this stream, but for this new game, I plan on making a new video with some old school controllers. I got all kinds of cool plans. I just gotta find the time. I work full time, and I'm a dad, and I'm just happy to get out here and play some games. I'm happy to have electricity. Y'all should have seen the storm that came through. It'd be cool if you could throw these. Oh, you can. I haven't saved my game yet. I wonder what the game would be like if Kain had a humanoid bat form, his direwolf, meeting a younger Kain, because of time travel.
I understand. It will be done. The stage is set.
Look at old Mobius.
You needn't linger in the shadows.
And then look at the new one.
It has been a long time, hasn't it?
No banter, Mobius. You know why I'm here.
Yes. Raziel. You sought to introduce your own pawn to this game. And now he's been swept from the board.
By your hand, I suspect. Where is he?
Perhaps you should ask, when? How humiliating it must be for you to come begging at my doorstep for us.
Enough wordplay.
Don't threaten me.
Damn.
You see, I have the upper hand. How remarkable that the great Kain should succumb to the scepter's power like any common vampire. Still so arrogant after all these years, thinking you've devised some brilliant plan. You know nothing. You have read the signs, but missed their meaning. You believe you are that myth of vampire prophecy, the scion of balance, and that Raziel holds the key to fulfilling your destiny. But your messianic delusions have blinded you to Raziel's true nature. You have no idea what you've unleashed. There was a time when you might have heeded wise counsel when it was offered. Now, your vanity has made you witless. You will have to learn the truth for yourself. You'll be needing this. Your strength will return after I have departed. But by then, you will have more urgent concerns than pursuing me. Perhaps, when we next meet, you will have learned a little humility.
I got some questions. I'll point them out in a
These
second.
strange creatures seem to manifest from the very shadows.
And by the way, who controls these shades? That's one thing I never knew.
Mobius's attempt at stopping me was not one of his better efforts. When I found him, it would be my turn to offer a few surprises.
I love this. There's things the old game did right,
Surrender,
and there's things the new
Raziel.
game did right.
Abandon this petty rebellion. It was I who made you. Your life had played out, and in my grace, I spared you. You are my reaper of souls. You have no other purpose, no higher destiny. Just this. Accept your calling, Raziel. Let go of these vain hopes. Relinquish your will and feed.
No.
What do you profit from this defiance?
There's some grim satisfaction in infuriating you.
My patience is eternal, Raziel. How many eons can you bear to languish here? The wheel of fate must turn. All are redeemed in the cleansing agony of birth, death, and rebirth.
I'm having
This
some
is
weird
the
issues
engine
with
of
some of my
life,
chats.
the purifying rhythm of the universe to which all souls are irresistibly drawn. Yours is a necessary and noble.
I'm trying not to come on here and complain, but I feel I was telling this in my last stream. I feel
Are you trying to bore me
great.
to submission?
I just gotta figure out my sleep schedule and my stream schedule.
We both know what you are.
But it feels so awesome to get on here and
despise
play
a voracious
any game that I want.
parasite,
I could buy any game that I
cloaking
want,
its
play
appetite
it,
in a shroud of
stream
righteousness.
it, and stream it with good quality. It could be better. It could be great. But my PC's not
I
there.
can see.
Eventually,
into
we're gonna
your
hook up
heart,
music gear. We're gonna play live music. We can stream any console that I own,
But cowardice.
and it's awesome.
keeps you
It feels good to
here.
be at this point in my life.
How so?
You know what fate
funny.
awaits you when you leave the underworld. That phantom weapon you bear is a constant reminder, isn't it? The sword is waiting for you out there somewhere, and you tarry so as not to meet it.
I could not deny it. As long as I lingered here, defying my captor, I was able to postpone what I feared was my inevitable doom. To become the ravenous spirit imprisoned in the Reaver Blade. But that sentence was no worse than the stalemate I now endured. Better to face one's destiny than cower from it.
Harvester of souls, I created you. And to this
I also,
my angel of death, you will return.
I had a pirated copy
Enough.
of the soundtracks.
Yes.
Well, I wouldn't even say it's pirated. It was on some of the fan sites.
Very good.
You know what I mean?
Indulge
And,
your hunger.
I listened to it for many, many years before I played Soul Reaver 2. So I was quite familiar with the soundtrack. Well, I mean, it's in this game too. There's some tracks in this game.
Embrace your
So I was really,
calling,
really
Raziel.
familiar with it before I
You
even
will
got around
find
to
that
play it.
Just as defiance has its price, so obedience has its reward.
Those old graphics, man.
And submission is not always what it seems.
Imagine being a prisoner for a giant tentacle god. And they add these suction cups too. Which I didn't mind the old look. I do like how I'm assuming these are fossils. Now I don't know who what ancient civilization made the actual, you know, carvings, but these are those creatures that are like usually in stone and stuff. They're like old crustaceans. Maybe this was like some ancient seabed and they carved it out. I think that's really cool. That was in the original games, but it also could just be spirals. I'm not entirely for sure. Maybe someone carved that on the wall. I don't know, but I like to think it's like ancient seabed fossils. I don't know. That's what I always thought it was. Everyone perceives the games differently, you know? I thought Raziel was a zombie when I first saw him.
Below me swirled an ominous-looking mist.
I thought
I knew that if I
Samus
fell,
was named
mean my
Metroid,
peril.
and I thought it was a dude. I'm sure we all have done that.
Do you believe your worthiness is so easily proved? Your way is sealed until you have offered further evidence of your obedience.
I
Even
must
the souls
feed
look
you
different.
before I depart this place.
You must feed yourself, Raziel.
The wheel must turn.
Ah, now you understand.
I like that a lot. I like the old one too. The background chatter. No one's ever addressed that dude talking in the background. I'm sure it's some wandering spirit. But there's no torturing. There's no... These are already dead. And this is the spectral realm with souls. Like, there's also the Hilden's prison, which is the demon realm. I always considered... I mean, this is Legacy of Kain's
You may
take
go,
on it, you know.
But remember,
But I've always
you are
considered like
mine.
dead
You can no more escape from me.
souls and demons to be
Yourself.
in a hellscape altogether. This, it has like more than one kind of afterlife or underworld, whatever you want to call it. It's cool, don't get me wrong. I like the crying, the no more hell guy, whatever he says. So these, the Slua, I think that's how you say it.
You want this room cleared of its vermin.
If you wish to
They do look
leave
different than the Soul Reaver counterpart. And if you look at these graphics,
Your will be done.
it, my good servant.
I think whenever they made this remastered, they definitely put a lot of love and effort into it. But like I was saying in the last chapter, there's some graphics that were changed in a way. So basically, how am I going to word this? What they're doing now is unifying their franchise. They're making all the more modern games, remasters rather, that have one singular art style. They're making them all match, and it's a part of branding, right? They're not gonna make one look like a cartoon and one look like a cinematic movie. They want one cohesive style. Now, whenever you talk about certain characters in games, they have a skeleton. They have these like wireframe models, and they have textures around them. And whenever you get to certain things, like say, let's just take into consideration, this is a good example. Let's just look at this one. Alright. So this one you can't see it unless you play as Kain. But he's got these backward knees. So if there's ever a chance where I could get it and pause it and he's kneeling down, he's going to have some graphical errors. And then if you look, it says, please note that non-default skins may exhibit visual oddities. That's a good, you know, warning, or what, I don't know what you would call it. That's a good disclosure, you know, caption. So Kain has regular human-like knees, but this guy has backwards. He actually has two knees, right? so it's going to have a visual oddity. So if they made the new Slua, I'm pretty sure that's how you say it, if they made them look like the Story for One counterparts, those are more hominid. These are like short, hunched over. They kind of look like little Tremors. You guys remember Tremors 2? They weren't the ass blasters. What were those? The shriekers. You guys remember the shriekers? These are kind of like the shriekers, all right? So, and then you also have to think there's also time. Maybe they de-evolved or evolved into these over time. So that's probably for the best that they kept the same model. Now, one thing that they did change, and I think it is for the better, is these teeth. You get one of them, they look almost like they're smiling. They got these big ass chompers, these big ass teeth, and then they made them have fangs, which is more menacing. They both look good. Look at that fur. So aren't these supposed to be souls that have not been consumed, and they evolve over time, and then they consume other souls? That's so cool. I think this is an achievement. I think. Damn, I think that was an achievement. Let's see. Dan, how are you gonna lift 5 enemies in the air? That's just nuts. Give me a second. Sorry about that, guys. My shower rod and shower curtain fell off the wall and it smashed in the ground, and I thought a bad guy was breaking into my house. I was about to go whoop some ass. Perks of being a dad. Oh my god. So I gotta tell you guys a story, and I don't want to get in here and just ramble on about my life, but my wife and I bought a house exactly like 1 year ago, and we're in a better place, right? But we lived in a scummy part of the town, and we lived on the main road, and I had strangers come in my yard. I had strangers threaten me. People taking pictures of me in my house. Things stolen. people knocking on my door, looking in the window. I hated it. So from 2018 to 2025, just early last year, it was hell living there. We were running out of space. We went from a 500 square foot to a 1,500 square foot, and it was hell. I hated it. But me being a dad, I'm a good dad. I'm responsible. I go to work. I pay my bills. But I also have to whoop some ass when I need to. I haven't yet, thank goodness. But I've came close. And so whenever things go bump in the night, I gotta go check on everybody. I gotta make sure everybody's alive. And sometimes it's a damn mouse. You ever get those field mice? They come in and eat your potato chips. They knock some over. I'm running and then we got a big ass house now. I gotta run all the way down the hallway. Oh man, I'd rather get scared and run in there and it just be a damn mouse than the boogeyman. Cast 6. Oh, okay, 6-0.
You see? Obedience brings prompt reward.
Did I do it? Hell yeah. There we go. I should have ate them. No, I need those achievements. Well, my son was literally called them achievements. So the Elder God needed Raziel, and he has had other Soul Reavers before. Reaper of Souls. These agents, as he calls them. Was he trying to kill Raziel right here? Shit! Did he just not need Raziel anymore?
Where do you think you're going, little soul? You can't escape.
There is an arcane tome, but I already have it. I mean, I guess I could go get it. Ah! I jumped too early.
Run faster. Embrace your destiny. You will never escape. I grow tired of this run here.
Here's the arcane song. So they've had 2 reboots that have come and went. They've been canceled. There was a canceled sequel, and there's a big list of several canceled sequels, but some of the games that were in concept stage became these games. Then there's another game that had an official release, and it's just fan speculation that it was a sequel, which it wasn't. I don't believe it was. But Kain and Raziel they have Easter eggs in other games.
In the spectral realm, water is as thin as air, putting this opening far beyond my reach. But once I found my way into the physical world, I might be able to swim up there.
Yeah, I have a Tomb Raider game. and you could get the Kain. Well, you can't anymore because they shut down the Xbox 360 marketplace. But we'll play it sometime. You could play as Kain and Raziel, and they just skin swapped, or they actually did more than just skin swap. They skin swapped Lara Croft and some other dude, and they actually added a bunch of dialogue from the Kain games to the Tomb Raider game that they just chopped up. It's not really coherent because they didn't actually voice the Tomb Raider game. They just chopped up and put whatever they wanted in there, and it's kind of funny. I want to say there's a PlayStation game, Astrobot, Kain and Raziel's in there. My son actually showed me because he loves me, and he showed me that he's like, look, Dad. He calls me Dada. He's like, look, Dada, it's that vampire guy. I was like, oh yeah. And then I want to say there's a Lara Croft Tomb Raider game, and there's a portrait of human Kain that's in there. That's just an Easter egg. It's or a nod. I don't know what you want to call it. I wonder if the ancient vampires that
This door would only open when fitted with an
worship the Elder
appropriate
God. I wonder if
artifact.
they're the ones who carved all
To
those
use such an object, I would
symbols
first
and
have
stuff.
to find a way back into the material realm.
Yeah, I'm just gonna sit back and relax. Oh, what was that? So those vines, I still don't know what they are. I didn't see them in the concept art. I might have the strategy guide to this game. I'll probably play the rest of this level and then get off. It's getting late. It's one of my favorite parts of the
At
game.
last, I discovered a conduit into the material realm.
This is a nod to the old
I
games.
would finally escape the spirit world and take one step farther from my tormentor.
Did you think to receive the same favors after your rebellion as before? No, Raziel.
Yeah.
I have no need for you to enter the physical world, so no conduit will be granted.
He's taken away
You
his
serve me
privileges.
adequately as a wraith, and a wraith you will remain.
That's so cool.
So, my restraints had not been removed, only loosened. I would not be held prisoner in the spectral realm. There had to be another way.
There just has to be. We have game progression to do. That's so sick. I love that. Look how he goes through that. Raziel's so damn skinny he didn't have to use his power. He can just go through the bars. These flying crab monsters have significant changes. I'll definitely show them. Look at that. They got these new mouths. They got these new skirts. These like
As I emerged, I was granted a vision of what I would become.
I don't know
if
what the hell
did
you
not
call it.
escape the spectral realm.
it's kind of like a squid.
For these
Squid
two
dress.
were agents of my master, hunting the lost
The
souls
vampire
that
squid.
struggle to escape
That's
the endless
perfect
twilight of the
representation. Alright, this dude. Let's see. Oh, shoot. I tilted my camera. Why did I do that? Redo. Alright, here we go. Look at the old. He just had this big ass mouth. He's like. He's got some ribs right there. He's got some vampire squid. Look at this. It's like an amalgamation of sea creatures. Look at that. Look at these mouth things. I love it. Look, open hole stuff. There's still a quirk in this game that I don't know if they can fix it. Whenever you turn your body, he looks at the enemies and twists his head 360.
My master's plan for me was ominously clear. Like these mindless hunters, I existed only to fuel him with souls, siphoning their energy to feed him and his wheel of fate. I had to break these bonds, while I still possessed my own will.
Hell yeah. Oh, I forgot we did that. I guess we could look at those knees we were talking about, and then we'll, oh shit. I can kill this. Let's see. Well, I guess his knee does bend, but like his tissue clips right there. Okay, I was a little bit wrong about that, but I was trying to, yeah, look at that. There's that visual oddity. I was talking about the Slua and how the if they wanted to go with one cohesive art style, one character model, there's no way that they could have done the Soul River 1 version in this, because you know, they have the character model, the skeleton and all that. Look at that, it's so badass. So there was concept art, and I didn't know it was from Shifter. I thought it was Elder Kain. Other people were calling him Hilden Kain, and then other people were like, no, that's not right. But I thought it was Dark Prophecy. I thought there was going to be this time lapse in between them, you know what I mean? And then you're going to have this old ass Kain. I heard rumors that Dark Prophecy, the Kain from Defiance, he would see, he still has to sacrifice himself as the balance guardian. He's the Scion of Balance, and then he could restore the health of Nosgoth, and he could restore the pillars. Well, he didn't want to kill himself in the first game, and if he time traveled, he could kill his younger self, sacrificing himself to the pillars, restoring Nosgoth, and then he would go to the demon realm and fight the Hilden, maybe bringing them back and everyone living in harmony, or he just completely wipes them out. I don't know. No one knows, I guess. But man, I love this franchise. Change my skin. Man, that's so cool. This one looks cool too. And this one, he's like, while not as strikingly suave and handsome as I found myself today, my less lavish avatar of yesteryear served well to rekindle my legacy. For that, it brings me pride. And that's pretty cool. Maybe Kain is looking into this chronoblast or whatever. He's looking into these time portals, and he's like, oh, this used to be me, or you know, blah blah. I think it's so cool that they did put these captions on here. Human Kain, Blood of a Toucan. I love all this. I did look at this the other day. This is stuff you're never supposed to see. Look at that. Look at those holes in there. I don't know why there's a rock that floats. Maybe it's supposed to be a reflection, and then you assume that this is the bottom right here. But I guess they never thought that anyone would ever see that. Also, this is one thing I was going to point out. You take this insignia.
This artifact seemed as though it was made for that
It's
unusual
huge.
lock. Now the door could be opened.
Where did Kain put that? Did he use magic and shrink it and put it in a pocket dimension? Like on Transformers? Or did he... Would it be cool if he wore it on his back? Or... Also, look at this skull, man. Like, what human did this come out of? There's some little quirks I talked about but didn't just elaborate on. There is some of the old graphics that they just touched upon but they didn't fix. There's some sheer cracks and you could see underneath the map. Soul Reaver 2, there's a big one. This one, there's one. I could show it at a later time. But I thought maybe the remastered would fix some of those little things, but it's not a big deal. So this was the start of the game right there. Kain is a badass. He's so cool. I want more. I want new, but I don't want bit-bite games. There's better 2D fighters. I was gonna try to get a screenshot of his. Yeah, appreciate anyone watching. Like I said, it's a bit late. One day we'll do a deep dive on this game. We'll put some stuff on YouTube, and hopefully no boogeyman goes to my house. It scared me, man. I ran in there. I was getting ready to fight somebody. It was my shower curtain falling off the wall. Let's talk about it, alright? If I find the video, I'll ask my friend's mom if I could upload it to my YouTube. So living in my last house, we lived there for about 6-7 years. I think 7 years. And some questionable things happen. Let's go to full screen. Let's go full screen. Alright, living at my last house, I experienced the paranormal. True story, alright? So, and this is not the first time I have, it's not the first time my wife has. And even my son, who was a baby, pointed at something and was talking to something. Now, he's a baby. Babies do that. But people also theorize that babies could see into the spectral realm or the ghostly realm, whatever you want to call it, and maybe they see spirits. I don't know, right? But I know what I saw, and I'm a grown-ass man. I have a very competent, very healthy mind. I mean, I'm not perfect, but I like to think that my mind is sound, right? So there's that. Here's some things that happened right in my last house. I was laying in bed, I was awake, and I sleep with my wife in the bed. We share a bed. We're a married couple, right? It's what married couples do. I woke up and I noticed that let's backtrack. That was the second time. The very first time I experienced anything was was I was in the bed and I woke up. Now I was completely awake. Okay, I could feel the fan blowing on me. I had the air conditioner going. I could hear cars driving down the road. I was awake, and I noticed my wife wasn't in bed. And when I woke up, the door was already open. My wife comes in with my son. He was a baby at the time, and she's carrying him in his arms like a mom. And I was like, "What are you doing?" And I was like, wiping my eyes, and I just woke up. I was like, "Julia, what are you doing?" And she wasn't answering me. And I looked at her, and she looked kind of sad in a way, but not overly sad. Just kind of like a really blank stone face. And she was looking in distantly, like away from me. And I looked at my little boy who she was holding. He didn't say anything, wasn't moving. They were just looking like, to the left, like away from me. And I was like, "What are you doing?" And both of their bodies turned gray, and they faded away in a mist and disappeared. I know it sounds crazy, but that really happened. At least that's what I thought had happened. And like I said, I was awake, and it was so odd. And I was like, "Am I really seeing this?" And I wasn't sick, right? I wasn't ill in any way, and I wasn't dreaming. So I went back to bed, right? Another time, like I said, I was asleep in the bed. I woke up and I reached around in the bed, and I was like, "Where's my wife?" Because I'd wake up before I'd wake her up, And I was looking around in bed for her, and I looked up at the wall, and my wife was sleeping on the wall sideways, and she had the cover on her purple cover, and it was like draped down. It was like, due to gravity, it was like hanging down, right? I got so mad. I went back to bed. Now that was 2 instances, right? You could say, "Wow, Jared, you're crazy." Well, other instances, I had someone touch my leg or pat me on my shoulder. I've had muscle spasms before where it feels like a little nudges like that. But my wife said that she was standing in, well, the kitchen went to the garage. There's like a little flight of stairs. She was standing there, and she felt someone push the bottom of her back, almost making her fall down the stairs. And we've had cabinets open when they were all closed, and they weren't loose hinges either, right? We had things fall over. I've heard people say my name in a like whispering. They're like, Jared, stuff like that, or hey, I'm just getting goosebumps thinking about it. We've had several instances. Now, my buddy Zach, his mom Myra, they have a TikTok called Scare Me Paranormal, and they had some stuff on YouTube. I don't know how active they are, but they have these spirit and ghost detecting devices. And we moved out, and we were casually moving out. We were trying to save money, and I would just use my car back and forth instead of renting a U-Haul. And I went ahead and paid 1 more month because my lease was up in April. And so we moved out, and I was like, "Hey, you want to come over and try to do ghost detecting?" And we did, and we filmed it. It's not the best video, but it's actually on YouTube. If anyone cares for it, I'll post a link on my Facebook page. If that way you guys can watch it. But we have all these, or she has all these devices that we used, and we actually got a name out of this ghost. She died in the house. She died in her sleep. We would ask her for her presence, and there was like an LED rope, or a chain rather, strip, if you want to call it, and it's called a tripwire. So every time a presence would go over it would blink. It's supposed to blink 1 or 2 little lights, but all the lights would blink. And Myra said that was like a huge presence. It's cool. I love that stuff. But living at the new house, I do hear sounds. That shower curtain falling off the wall was one of them. That's why I bring all this up, because that happened, right? And that's why I had to go look and see what it was. Also, my wife had a picture on a hook, like it's an actual picture hook, not one that she just rigged up. So it's made to hold your picture frames securely on the wall. She was in the hallway and it jumped up and out and fell down. It wasn't a painting that fell directly down or leaned over and fell down. No, it came up off that hook and flew away. So we think we have a ghost at our new house. It's pretty funny. Yeah, so that's some paranormal stuff. Let me know if you've experienced any paranormal. I had to get that off my chest. I've been waiting to talk about that. Yeah, I wanted to go ghost hunting for you guys, because I believe I want to go UFO watching. I just don't have the money or the gear, and I do a lot of research. Like my whole stream setup I built. I had some help with, you know, putting up some nails and stuff, but everything. And you guys don't even know really what it looks like right now, right? So I'll post some photos on my Facebook page, and you guys can see my stream setup. But I want to do fishing and hunting videos. I do a lot of different things. I have a lot of hobbies. There's a lot more hobbies that I got. You know, I do the action figures. I do, well, shoot, what other hobbies do I got? I have a big movie collection. I probably have too many hobbies. But that's why I like to get on here and make content for you guys and share and talk with y'all. So don't be shy, guys. Just come in here and even if you see this video posted later, you know, I'm still active. Oh, I missed the feeding. Damn, I'm getting wrecked over here. Damn. I keep falling. Oh my god, dude. I've always wondered, when a vampire feeds, is he like kissing your neck in a way? Like, I know his fangs are in you, he's sucking your blood. Is he kissing your neck at the same time? It's kind of funny. Oh, here's that cutscene I was talking about.
Malik, the great Sarafan warrior. I had met him before. His sword and shield seemed to have gone astray.
Astray, have they? Oh. Have to whoop some booty. Oh, come here. So the very first console I ever played was Atari. 2600. The first console to get me excited about games was the NES, right? The very first console I ever owned, Super Nintendo, right? Now, my cousins had a Sega Genesis. I absolutely adored Sonic the Hedgehog. But we could only afford one console, right? So we went with Nintendo. Super Mario Brothers just really, really got me into gaming. And I loved it. And I had Super Metroid. Those were some of the very first games that I owned that really just got me into it. And we had other games, like we had Super Star Wars, Frogger. We rented games from the VHS movie rental store. We just called it the video store. And you could rent Super Nintendo games. And then we got an N64. Loved some games on that console too. Star Wars Shadow of the Empire, Super Mario 64, Excitebike 64. Oh, we had Paperboy 2 on the Super Nintendo. And then I remember selling the... so my mom had stolen my Super Nintendo, and she sold it because my parents were divorced and she needed some money, so she took my Super Nintendo and sold it. Man, I was so pissed about that. She told me like 15 years later. She lied. She said she didn't know what happened to it and she sold it. She told me like 10 years later. Anyways, oh shoot. I got a GameCube like 7 years after it came out, so like 2008. I had some money and bought one. They were pretty cheap. But around 2004, I got the original Xbox. It was brand new. It wasn't used. So that was my first new console. Well, factory new. It wasn't brand new. And I remember, man, just falling in love with so many games. Legacy of Kain being one of them. Conker's Live and Reloaded. Oddworld Munch's Odyssey. Holy crap, man. Enclave. There was a 007 game that I have. Agent Under Fire, is that it? Halo. And then there was the 360 era, and then the Xbox One, and now we're on the Series X, and now there's a new Xbox coming out. But I might not get it on launch because I heard it's gonna be like $800, and I'd rather buy a better PC. Plus, I have tons of old games to play anyway, so I'm excited to relive these games and play all the installments that I didn't get to as a kid. Well, kid. I actually mentioned that growing up because I consider being a teenager to being growing up, not grown up. And someone argued that with me, but I don't think a teenager should act like an adult. I think they should play and have fun, you know what I mean? They should learn things to be prepared for the adult world when they get 18 and move out, you know what I mean? But I don't think a 13-year-old should consider themselves grown. I didn't have the best childhood, but what we did have was I enjoyed, and I think that's why these games resonate with me as an adult, because I experienced them a lot, and they remind me of a time that, you know, I got to play, you know what I mean? Play and have fun. Before I had to go to work and college and all that. Wait, did I already come this way? I think I did, didn't I? Oh, you could hold that for the map? Okay. Well, where the hell am I going? Oh. I used the cheat. I used the eyeball. So there is an early Seraphim stronghold in the lost levels. Wait, did I miss something back there? Crap, let me go back real quick. Did I miss something? Oh wait, we did this earlier, didn't we? Maybe in the future, if Kain ever gets this this good budget and plans a new game, maybe we won't have to play levels that you backtrack and revisit. You know what I mean? Halo 1, clear example. Rushed game. The game had a lot of changes. It was supposed to be a top-down RTS style game. And they're like, no, wait, we want a first-person shooter. So then it was rushed for time, and then you play some of the levels 2 or 3 times. This, you backtrack. You do puzzle mechanics. You gain powers. Nothing wrong with that. It's just, I think the franchise would benefit a lot from a new installment. A well planned out installment. Oh, I threw him on the fire. Oh, he didn't die. He's a badass. I like when Kain laughs and says Ve Victus when he stabs him. There is a YouTuber, I think maybe it was Strictly Fantasy. He does these deep dives on the franchise. And they said that Ve Victus might be mispronounced. It might be Wave Victus.
Tell me.
I don't know.
Where can I find your master? Quickly. Mobius is...
in the tower.
Good.
That sounded like Raziel's voice. In the tower. I know all the voiceovers and the feet pattering, the feet shuffle, the clamoring noises, the gear rattling. I've heard all these for so many years. The bone cracking.
Die!
Oh, I interrupted him. You're alright.
Ve Victus!
There we go, Ve Victus. Woe to the conqueror. Yeah, look at that. Looks like Mountain Dew Live Wire spraying out. It's funny. Oh, let's pull this big ass. Oh, wait. Let's say let's pull this big ass crest out of his pants pocket or whatever he put it. You imagine being such a badass that you don't have to wear a shirt. The cold ass Nosgothian winter, it doesn't affect you. You don't even have shoes. His big ass crusty toes, he's just so powerful. He doesn't need clothes. You just gotta cover up your So, vampires are infernal. They've been cursed with bloodlust and infertility. They were cursed with immortality. Whoa. So one thing I don't quite like about this remastered is that it seems like to get a widescreen format, the player, and with the new camera, it seems like there's this fisheye, this fishbowl lens effect, and it kind of warps reality. And when you, so say you play like this, you know, it's not so bad, but when you come here and you swing your sword in some areas, it seems like the sword comes back and it hits the camera and it like clips it. Yeah, I do have some really cool comparison videos coming up that I do plan on doing, because I just gotta find my other capture card. Yeah, there's all kinds of things you could go in right here. And then some of these symbols, this is from Blood Omen 2, I'm pretty sure. Some was like concept art or promo art that they used. Let's see.
Cadaverous laceration, sanguine censure.
I love that. Now, the menus are different than the original. That's the one thing I wanted it to compare. I love all this stuff. Let's see, map of Nosgoth, this is pretty neat. It could be bigger, you know what I mean? There's some Legacy Kain mods on Skyrim. They're so cool. There's actually a Barnacle mod on Skyrim, which is pretty cool. What is Dark Chronicle? Oh, just a text.
Balance emblem.
Now, if you look on the top right, you can't see it quite because my camera's right there. There is a progress bar. The more combat you do, it'll fill up. You level up, I think, to 5 levels, and then you could unlock different abilities, which is pretty neat.
Falcon insignia.
Yeah. Where the hell did Kain put this? In his pocket? He ain't got no pockets. This is so cool, man. I can just waste my whole day just looking at this stuff. And like, I saw this like, you know, 23 years ago, whenever I picked up this game. And then just looking at it in greater detail, you know what I mean? This is kind of what video editors and game designers do. They'll look at their things, the models, and they're like, yeah, this looks great. You know, this is kind of like just one step closer to doing something like that. I know it's just a camera mode, but we couldn't do that 20-something years ago. You know what I mean? You couldn't look around and like look at all this. You know? Look at that. These are things you would never saw because your point of view is down there. Maybe they didn't have to put as much detail, but then now, like this, like who the hell's gonna look at that? Like this is how the game was meant to be played right here. You could barely see that, so they wouldn't have put as much detail. It's crazy, isn't it? The insignia is bigger than Kain. It's funny. Now, I want to say someone somewhere said that they wanted Legacy of Kain to be like a Dark Souls game, and I think the fans took that too critical. If you played any Dark Souls or Demon Souls, any Souls-like game, it's all about timing, learning your enemies' combo moves, perfecting your dodges, your parries, and counter-striking, right? So those are the type of games that you have to play a New Game Plus, and then you could go and just be this ultimate badass and defeat all these enemies with little to no effort, right? I don't know whoever made that statement. I don't know if that's exactly what they meant, or did they mean they wanted the sheer scale of a Dark Souls game. They wanted a third-person hack and slash. They wanted a open world type game. With Legacy of Kain, there's chapters. There's these different levels. You can navigate in some areas and backtrack and excuse me, and do stuff like that. Maybe that's what the dude meant. I don't know. But I think if they, took this franchise seriously and think that they could turn a profit, because that's what it ultimately means. There's no like, shit, I hit my green screen. What the hell? Anyways, there's no way that that a bunch of fans and some developers is just gonna make a game and it not do so well. They have to build hype. They have to build this fan base up. They already have a fan base, which is really good. They did the surveys. They saw that. Now they have to give us what we want, which is the safe bet. They made a 2D game that doesn't look that great, and then they're going to eventually make another game, and they have to make a profit. That's basically what it boils down to. Do you guys feel that they have more spoken dialogue in Soul River 1 and 2 than Defiance? Or was Defiance balanced in a way? Guys, I'm gonna call it quits for today. It's so late. It's early. I have to go to work. This is my Friday, so I have a few days off this week. It is gonna storm. It's part of living in Arkansas and Oklahoma, right? It's gonna storm. My electricity will probably go on and off, and I don't want to get on here and stream and the stream be interrupted. So I'm definitely gonna play when I can for fun. Maybe I'll record a little bit of video, put it on my YouTube. But just give me a follow on I'm on Facebook, YouTube, Kick, Twitch, TikTok. I'm not very active on TikTok, but I will be. Just chat with me, and I'm not doing just this for the follows, guys. I love to talk about games. I love to play these games, and I like to talk to you guys. So just let me know when you're here, and I'll see you guys later. All right, see ya.